Hello friends, greetings from Freedom Factory. One of the very important things which people are very confused about is the old tax regime and the new tax regime, what they should do. In our earlier videos I have already explained to you why you should not take an offhand decision or a gut feel decision, but actually do the actual calculation of tax by the method of old regime and by the method of new regime to come to a conclusion as to which option you should choose. But today we are going to talk about something very different as far as what is the new regime and what is the old regime, because this is something which many people really don't know. So any individual HUF or AOP, BOI or artificial juridical person with business or profession income will not be eligible to choose between the two regimes every year, which means if you have business and professional income, you cannot go from old to new, new to old. You will not be able to choose between them. Once you opt out of the new tax regime, you have only one chance for switching back to the new regime, otherwise you are in the old. Once you switch back to the new regime, you won't be able to choose the old regime anytime in the future. So that's very important. You can go once from new regime to old regime, but once you come back again, then you will not be able to switch between that. An individual with non-business income can switch between new and old regime every year. So that is very interesting. So those people don't have business and professional income, those who have probably only salary income will be able to shift between old and new every year, and there is no limit for them. Within the same year, again it is emphasized that the choice of old tax regime can only be made before the due date of filing the return. By default, what the government has done with this Finance Act is the new regime will be the default regime unless you choose it. So therefore, if you want to make the choice of old tax regime, you have to do it before the date of filing the return. SOP interest deduction is allowed in old but not allowed in new. So this is another very important thing you should know, that SOP, that is self-occupied property deduction, will be allowed in old and not it will not be allowed in new section. Section 80CCD, 80CCH, 80JJAA as per the provisions of section 115BAC of the Income Tax Act are the only deductions which are allowed under the new regime. So you have to be very careful about that, and this is basically is what is the difference between the new and the old tax regime. And I spoke about HUF, which is Hindu Undivided Family. AOP is an association of person. BOI is body of individual. This is basically few people coming together for a certain particular project are called as AOP or BOI. And then there is artificial juridical person, which is mostly the trust. So at the beginning I mentioned all these names just to give you a clarification about that. So artificial juridical person more so are all the trust. So anybody who has business and professional income can only go from new to old and old to new once. All other income heads or income from other sources, can shift between old and new, but that has to be done before filing the income tax returns. You can reach out to Freedom Factory to understand and make this calculation so that we can help you save better tax. Thank you.